Hey everyone, it's Amanda with Sweet Pieces. I know I'm a few minutes late. I know. Who do we got out there? I bet Julie's watching. So I'll wait for a few more folks to get online. I know I'm a few minutes late. I'm so sorry. I was feverishly cleaning for you. So this is actually the first time that we're going live on YouTube. We've never actually done this before. We've always just done YouTube videos. So here we are today, and I'm at my house. I'm kind of wishing at this moment that I had a selfie stick because my arm is going to get very tired very quickly. So I told you guys what I was going to do today was I was going to show you my home. I was going to give you a little bit of a tour of our house. And, I'm not really into like, I don't know, self-promotion. I don't really enjoy it so much, but I think it's important to show you guys, how I live every day. And I talk to you guys about creating your homes and painting your furniture and how do I live with all of the stuff that I tell you guys about. So the first thing I wanted to show you guys is my closet. So I have a tiny house. I have a tiny little house, and I have it's kind of a tiny closet, but I have a closet, and it's kind of something that I absolutely love. I spend a lot of time in here. So like this is where I sit a lot of times and make phone calls because it's a really quiet space in the house and I can close the door. I think because there's so much stuff in here, it's like sound dampening. So a lot of times if I'm ever on the phone with you, this is probably where I'm sitting. And I'm going to flip the camera here and I'm going to give you a view of the other side. So this is this is such a tiny space. So you can see my door here. That's my door. And then behind the door, there's literally 8 inches of space. 8 inches. So when they originally, when I brought the closet people in here to do this for me, they left that whole wall blank. And I was like, no, we have to do something there. And so we made these tiny little shelves and they're 8 inches deep and they hold all my shoes, which is fantastic. Not all of them, some of them. I have a lot more on the door here, but and then I recently also made this like a jewelry wall. I mean, who doesn't love that? So at one point in time, I had all of those necklaces were on this one tiny rack right here. So they were on that one tiny rack. And that one tiny rack was so sad because you couldn't see anything at all. You want to go outside, Shadow? All right, so I think we're back. Letting my dog out. I have this great door, too. This is a tiny little bungalow house. But I have this great door, which is right off my bedroom, which allows me to let my dog out anytime I need to. So let me go back. I think maybe I don't get a lot of really great service in my closet. That's highly. I just took this strip of wood. I think it's a 1x. I think it's just a, what do they call those? A strap, like a pallet strap. It's like this really thin, junky piece of wood. And I just screwed it into the top shelf and then put a ton of eye hooks in it. And there we go. And now I can so clearly see everything, all of my necklaces at once. I did the same thing over here with some smaller necklaces. I have my little board that I made for my earrings that has foam core in it, and then on the front of it I just wrapped a piece of fabric. I chalk paint. Okay, I think we're back. So here we are. I'll quickly show you my room, and there's a few I mean, this is like, it's pathetic to me because I really feel like the shoemaker. I know it doesn't look terrible on camera, but there's so many things that needs to be redone in here. But here we go. Let me just show you this. So we have my nightstands. Those were done with chalk paint. And these were just done with regular old, it was pure white. and we just clear wax them. And then of course I have my favorite knobs, which are the Elizabeth Taylor knobs, which are on our website, available for purchase. Love, love. Quick peek back in there. I think I must have not great service in there, but I shelves to the sky. And I have to tell you, whoever invented cup hooks, I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart, because I love cup hooks. I literally use them for everything. They're genius. So my headboard was painted with the paints that we carry. I desperately need a new headboard. I have one in my garage. It's amazing. It's kind of similar to this one, but it's much higher and a little bit more ornate. So I'm working on that, and I think quarantine time is a really great time to do it. So I'm going to get on it. I also painted that in antique white before I decided to paint everything else in my room pure white. So you can kind of see the difference between the antique white and the pure white. You can also see how it looks up against the trim. So next time I do my bed, it will definitely be in pure white. So another quick little DIY tip on my lampshades here. I found these lamps at, I think, Home Goods or Marshall's, and they were gold and I wanted them silver. So I used our leaf and foil size and our silver foil to foil them. And they came out so good. This was one of my favorite projects. I did these a long time ago, and they're holding up so nicely. And I have to tell you, these lamps have been knocked over like quite a few times because my daughter likes to come in here and climb on the bed. So the other thing I did with these lampshades is I wrapped that velvet ribbon around the edge just to give it like a little bit of pizzazz. Like they were just a little bit plain, and I love that cute little tailored look. So that's another easy tip. You can use some ribbon, some grosgrain ribbon to do that on your lampshades, which is really fun. So I have another project over here. So we have, and I'm trying to go slow for you guys so that I don't make you dizzy. We have this dresser over here. Okay, so this was also done with chalk paint. And doesn't everybody have a rocking horse in their bedroom? Of course. So this piece was done quite a while ago. I would say this is probably, let's say 6 years old, 6 or 7 years old. And I have to say, it's held up really, really beautifully. People always ask us, how does the matte finish paint, the chalk paint, how does your painted furniture hold up? And it holds up, really, really well. So this had a distressed finish to it. This board here, this had, I don't know, like a chicken wire grate, and it was, kind of cheesy. So again, I just took some fabric and wrapped it and, gave it some new life. By the way, right before I came online, my little radio there, I was rocking out to K-Love. So I had a really good song on. That's why I was a little bit late. So I apologize. Anyway, this piece was done distressed. Like I said, you can see there is a little bit of a chip here. So this happened by opening this drawer, and that definitely gave it a little bit of a chip. But you can see it has a nice shine to it. It's still nice and shiny. I have never re-waxed it, never done anything with it. I did this one in a very textured finish. So you can see we've done really textured. And you can also look like around the handle here. See, there's a little bit of dirt there. If I got my wax out, which I'm going to show you guys in a little bit, and just buff that out, it would come right off. And then it would look, brand new and nice and fresh. So don't be afraid to use that wax. It does hold up really, really nicely. So let me show you this piece. This is like one of my favorite pieces. This is an armoire. I scored this armoire. Are you ready? For free. This lady was getting rid of it. Her parents were moving. They had this custom made, and I absolutely love this piece. It's like my favorite. So if any of you know me, I've been really big on the KonMari thing, and I swear by it. It's been like over a year now, and I've stayed very, very organized with it. I love it. I love stacking all my clothes and seeing everything at a glance. This is also my makeup station. I do all my makeup here. So I have all my makeup tools in there, which makes it really easy. And my drawers, you can like see everything. So if you don't know about KonMari, if you don't know about folding your clothes in such a way so that you can see everything, you need to learn about it. Seriously, just Google it and you'll learn all the good stuff about it. So it makes it so easy. And you could do it with everything. You can do it, like you can see I have my pants done, you know, you stack them like that. I have scarves and shirts are like that. I also have all my sweaters are like that. You know, so it makes it really, really easy to see everything, and it keeps everything really organized. I will say, like, I am not an organized person by nature. It's not my thing. So, you know, when I was turned on to the KonMari, it was awesome because my window treatments, which now that we're working with ABOFs, I feel a little bit embarrassed to even show you guys my window treatments because this is something that I desperately need to. So I bought these shades from Bed Bath & Beyond years ago, and they're just, you know, they're like $35 shades. 2.5 years ago, right before I had the baby, my friend and I, Elisa, the drapery lady, my window treatments are not want to do shade that is motorized. It's going to be a Hunter Douglas shade, and it will just go up and down so easily. And I won't have to worry about raising these and lowering these every day. I can just lay, those will stay for sure. And then so will, let me flip this around for you. So will these shades and the little toppers at the top. So we'll do something about that for sure. So, oh, and then let me show you this. So this is a bench. Okay, you can see it does not match. It's okay. It's okay if your room doesn't match. You'll get there. I'll get there. I'm giving myself a pat on the back here, hoping I can get there. So tell me what you think I should do with this bench. Like to paint it white, put a little bit of silver on it, so some of the silver is peeking through. And then I got to change the fabric out, obviously. So white bench, a little bit of silver accents, and then change out the fabric. So I'm pretty excited because this is going to happen soon now that we have all of these projects that we're doing. Are we back? I hope we're back. So I'm so sorry that we keep getting disconnected here. I don't know what the issue is, but probably that I have stinky Wi-Fi in my house, if I had to guess. So let's try this again. So what I was saying before we got cut off there is that I really don't like this whole being under quarantine thing, but I'm trying to find the silver lining in it. And for me, it's being able to look at my house in a different way, figure out what I want to do with it, and also look at my business in a different way. You know, we're doing business a little bit differently now. We're doing curbside pickup. We're doing lots of shipping on the website. And we're doing all kinds of social media and videos, and I love it. It's, you know, we got to just look at things a different way. So here we are in the next room here, which is my daughter's room. And here it is. It's a little crazy. You know, she's 2.5. She's starting to get her own little mind. So there are those beautiful window treatments that if you follow our blog, you probably saw, done by the amazing drapery lady. And I didn't raise them this morning. I should have, but I didn't. So recently, my daughter has decided that she loves cooking. I have no idea why, because she hangs out with my mother-in-law all day, but she absolutely loves cooking. So I found this little kitchen set on Marketplace, along with these 2 chairs, because she loves serving us dinner and playing Play-Doh and doing all this fun stuff. So she had these chairs and this kitchen, and it was so fantastic, like totally meant to be. So big shout out. Thank you, Facebook Marketplace. We love it. So that piece in the corner was painted before my daughter was born, as was her crib. And they're both holding up really beautifully. So the one thing I'll show you, my daughter, when she started teething, she started chewing her crib. So there are her little teeth marks in the crib, and they're authentic. Yeah, she bit right through it. But, you know, otherwise, you know, it's non-toxic. I didn't get crazy about it. But otherwise, it's really holding up beautifully. This is a finish that we did that we called like a restoration hardware finish. I love the way this came out. I have a video on how to do it. I think it's called How to Achieve a Designer Finish. And it really, I love it. It came out great. So what we did to achieve this was we did a coat of pure white, which I used a sprayer to do. And we did a dry brush of French gray. And then we did a wash of French gray over the top of it. So it's held up really nice. It gets, banged up with a little 2-year-old. But like I said, the only spot that is really not holding up nicely is where she chewed it, which is kind of understandable. So here's another piece that you've seen. Okay. This is her dresser. And this is something that hasn't really held up that great. So let me show you some spots that haven't held up great. So these handles, when I bought them, were originally chrome, and I didn't want them chrome. So I spray painted them with a white primer first, and then we spray painted them with a gold, and then we put some gilding wax on them. They get touched about a bazillion times a day, and they haven't really held up that great. So I'm actually going to change these out with a new knob that we have, and I do have to show you. I didn't even look at these before I'm opening these, but I do the KonMari with Madison too, and we have fun with it. She helps me fold her clothes, and it's a really great thing. So everything, I can kind of just see everything. It's not stacked on top of each other. It's very easy to see, which is great. So I also have a video, and I showed you how we redid this section right here, and it has chipped away. It has re-chipped away. I just haven't gotten around to fixing it, but it would have been, it's super easy to do. I have a video on how to do it. So go ahead, jump on YouTube and take a peek. So closet, how'd her closet hold up? So we did temp paper on her closet. Can you see it there in the corner? Now it's filled with all kinds of stuff where it wasn't before. I love her closet. Again, we utilized every single inch of space with this closet. And I think, when you can learn how to look at a drawing, like a construction drawing, it makes it very, very helpful because you can literally plan out every inch and know exactly how things are going to lay out, which is what I love to do. One of the things that I absolutely love to do. Her door has been a wonderful bow station. Madison loves bows. So it's been really great, having all of this extra space. You got to utilize everything that you can. So what else? What else have we done in her room? So this is another piece, this hutch. And this, I have pictures of this on our blog as well. And it was yellow and 50s and kind of gross. And we painted it. So we used the same technique that we did on the crib. And we did, oh, there's a thread. There's a thread in there. So we did a base coat of pure white. And then we did a dry brush of French gray. And then we did a wash of French gray. And there is not one chip on this piece. This held up really, really well. So you can see there that it's held up really nicely. She uses everything in this room. So she's, I mean, if it were my decision, I wouldn't have all of this stuff on here, but she loves playing with all these things. So, and then of course these amazing knobs, which are like my favorite rhinestone filigree knobs, if you're looking for them on our website. So those are some of my favorite things in her space. We also did this M up here on her cornice. That was done with our metallic paints. So we ordered that in wood and then had it applied to the cornice, which again, my lovely friend Elisa at the Drapery Lady did for us. And actually, I helped her apply all of this extra stuff to it, and it was a fun day. I have some good pictures of it. So let me go to my next room, and you can see here, humble abode. I was a little embarrassed about doing this, but why not? We're all home. It's fun. So this was our spare room, our office, but then when Madison came, we had to turn it into spare room, office, guest space, den, toy room, maximize all of the good stuff. So a couple things that we did in here. We did these window treatments. So these are Roman shades. So fun. Love that pattern. I actually bought that fabric when I worked at Calico Corners like a gazillion years ago, and I was saving it, and I was like, I'm going to use this for something because I just love it. And so we ended up doing the Roman shades with them, and I love them. So this desk was done with General Finishes paint. It's one of my favorite pieces in the whole entire house. I absolutely love this bright pop of green. Do not be afraid to do a little pop of color in your house. And by the way, if you don't like it, just paint over it. It's not like, you know, you're totally committed to it. You can absolutely paint over it very, very easily. So this was done with Emerald General Finishes furniture paint. And the top, I didn't do the top. That was how I got the top. And I love pairing this bright emerald green with the navy blue. It's really fun. So that was a piece that we did, which is held up really beautifully. And then this is another piece that I did like forever ago. So this, I think this might be on our blog as like one of the very first pieces I ever did. And this was a mahogany piece. And you can see there I distressed it, so that's holding up nicely. The one thing that has happened, and I'll show this to you on the top, we got a little bit of bleed through, but this didn't happen until like a while after I painted it. So if I were a crazy person and I needed to fix it and touch it up, I would just repaint the top. I would seal it with shellac and then do my dark wax like I originally did on the top, and it would be good as new. So definitely use either that shellac or the stain blocking primer is your friend, and that will get rid of any of your bleed through issues for sure. So I showed you quickly yesterday, if you guys were watching when we went live on Facebook, my little guest bathroom, and I'll show it to you again. And basically, I did a bunch of things in here. So that vanity there is from Home Depot. It is MDF. It's junky. It's not anything special, but you can see how tiny this bathroom is. I think that vanity is maybe like 13 or 14 inches deep. So I really needed something that was shallow because I knew that I was going to have to get on my hands and knees and help my baby girl in the bathtub. So this was the only thing I could find. It was a horrible cherry wood color, but I went ahead and I painted it. And I will tell you that this guy gave me a hard time. So this was, it wouldn't accept the paint. Like I was painting it on and then the paint was sissing away and pulling away. So I had to end up putting shellac on it. And after I put the shellac on it, then it was fine and it took the paint. So what I did here was I did a coat of pure white and then I did a wash of the French gray on top of it. And true confession, I shouldn't be telling you guys this, I never waxed this thing. I don't know. When I was doing it, I was like 8 months pregnant and I just felt like I just didn't have time, and it's fine. It's held up really, really beautifully. So I wouldn't recommend not waxing your furniture, but if you do, it's not the end of the world. I have another piece that really gets used a lot that I'm going to show you in a few minutes that's really, it needs to be waxed, and I didn't, and it looks really bad. So this piece here, this is all waxed. So I did on the outside edge and the door, I did the same thing, pure white with a French gray wash. And then on the inner section, I didn't do any kind of, I just did pure white. So those I waxed and did properly, and they get touched a lot. You know, things that get touched a lot have to get waxed. So you definitely want to make sure that you do that. So love those medicine cabinets. We also did, if you look really closely on the glass, this was regular glass, see-through. And we sprayed the mirror effects onto it, alternating with alcohol and mirror effects, and it came out so beautifully. I absolutely love them. They're like mercury glass mirror doors, which are so fun, and they're built into the wall, so they look like they're part of the house, which is really neat. And of course, you need window treatments, people. So these are the ones I'm not embarrassed of. I even had a little bit of a footer added onto my shower curtain because I thought it would be cute and pretty. I didn't go with shower doors because I knew I was going to have to be, you know, climbing in there with the baby girl. And so the shower curtain has come in really, really handy for us. So that's been a really good thing. So let's see, what else am I to show you here? We have my living room here. Let me turn on the light. And I meant to grab some gilding wax for you, and I didn't have time, but this little mirror here, I dry brushed that in white. This is like my little mirror wall. I love mirrors. I love mixing old and new together. That's tons of fun. And so here's window treatments that I'm embarrassed of. So those shades are actually from Calico Corners. They were mistakes, and I think I bought them for like 10 bucks. They kind of fit my windows. They're a little bit too small, but they're really easy to operate. I pull them up and down every day. Those are another thing that I will be changing. I'm also going to show you another sin. Look at how short my drapery panels are. I mean, this shouldn't even be allowed, people. It should not be allowed. So I'm going to be doing something with this whole window treatment situation really soon. So I'll share that with you guys when we get around to it. So here's another piece that I did. And this piece, love this little piece. This started out, I have to get you guys a before picture. This started out as a country bumpkin cabinet. So it was green, it was olive green, and I painted it in pure white, did a little bit of a graphite wash around the edges to give it a little bit of dimension, and then I added gold foil all around the drawers. Now, I then did not wax it like I should have. And it looks okay from this distance, right? But when you get closer, especially on the top, it's a disaster. You know, it's got stains and scuffs, and it just does not look good. It's got drip right there. Now, granted, I've never really tried to clean it up, but, you know, you really need to wax your pieces, especially the ones that are going to be used. So I'm going to be updating this bad boy shortly here, especially now that I have some time at home, and we'll get her going. We'll get her looking good as new. So here's another piece. What is wrong with this piece? Who can tell me? I'm not seeing any comments, but I can tell you. My daughter got fancy with her crayons and decided to have a little drawing on the side of my island. So I'm going to show you guys how to fix that. And this piece is, I think this is probably, I don't know, 4 or 5 years old. It's holding up really nicely. I have a lot of junk in the edge of that cabinet, which now looks very terrible on camera. I apologize. But it's held up really great. And I'm going to just quickly get out my wax and show you guys how I'm going to fix that crayon. This is also, these are knobs from the shop. Some of my favorites. I love black, white, and gold. Can you tell? It's literally all over my house. So I'll show you guys how I fix that. My cabinets are factory. I bought them probably 11 years ago. So those are regular. And I talk about this sometimes. So I have to say, like, they are chipping and peeling. I mean, they have like chips and peels and cracks on them, which give it a little wax and it'd be good. But with the factory, I can't really, I could very easily do that. I'm happy about that. But I guess, you know, in time, you know, nothing can last forever, you know. So I'm going to just show you, this is my finishing wax. Jolie, I love this wax. It's super, super easy to use. So I'm going to show you how to remove crayon if your children decide to draw on your furniture. So I'm just going to get out my wax. I have my shop towels. I did not clean up my mess from yesterday. If you guys peeked in with me yesterday when I was painting the client's piece of furniture, it is still sitting here on my dining table. So I want to finish it and get it done for her. So what I'm going to do here, I'll flip you back around so you can see. So here is, here is the issue. I'm just going to dip into my can. You know, I have a little bit of wax on my rag, not a ton, a little bit of wax. And now I am going to and you can see this might take me a little bit of time to get this off. And I'll tell you too, I tried 409. I tried some of my Simple Green, you know, some of those other things. I could not get it off. And then I was like, wait a minute, I think I could use wax. And lo and behold, it has worked beautifully. So Madison is off the hook for now. But, you know, she's going to get her little butt beat. Now, if she would have put marker on there, I don't know what would happen. But, so that's basically, you can definitely use, if your children draw on your furniture, you can use clear wax as an eraser. So clear wax saves the day. Thank you, Jolie. Thank you, clear wax. We love you. So I have one more space in the house that I want to show you guys, and that is downstairs in my basement, which is where you're going to be with me on Monday when I am painting my cabinets in the basement, and also I'm going to paint a buffet cabinet that is down there, so I'm pretty excited about that. So I forgot, I do have some pieces here. This is, these two china cabinets here were painted with chalk type paint. This is graphite, and the white is actually a mix of old white or antique white and pure white. So you can see from the vase there, it's like a little off-white. It's not super off-white like my headboard was, but it's not super pure white either. So this was done with graphite, and I have to say, this is holding up really, really well too. I'm looking, is this a chip? No, I think this is just gunk. And this too, yeah, this is just gunk. So these are holding up really, really beautifully. These are also some knobs from our website. Holding up really, really nice. So I'm quite impressed, I have to tell you, with how this stuff has held up over the years. And these I think are, I don't know, these have to be 7 or 8 years old. So we did these at the shop, and they were actually at the shop for like a good 6 months. And I was like, we got to get rid of these. What are we going to do with them? And then I came home and I was like, oh my God, they will fit perfectly in my house. So it was kind of serendipity. It was totally meant to be. I will mention to you these chairs. I mentioned it yesterday. I did these a really long time ago, and I did them with spray paint. It was before I knew about any kind of chalky type of a paint that you didn't have to sand, strip, or prime. I did sand them, I did prime them, and I painted them, and you can see they have not held up nicely. They have dings all over it. I mean, everywhere, even spots where they're not banging up against the table. So I have to say that again, it just makes me even more impressed of the chalk type paint. It holds up really well. These are chairs also that I did. And that little table in between is done with chalk style paint. The chairs I actually did with gel stain, with black gel stain, which is a General Finishes product. Again, beautifully. They're holding up beautifully. So you can see they're still nice and shiny. I'm missing a wheel there. You know, it's gouging my floor out, but holding up really, really nicely, which is good. This cute little table, this guy is holding up really nicely. We did linen is the color, and then we did a dry brush of old white on top of it. Or no, was that pure white? That was pure white. Sorry. I love pure white. Everything in my house is basically pure white, except for my headboard, which was one of the very first things that I did. So we're going downstairs. Oh, I did my stairs. Let me show you guys this. So here are my stairs. These were done with linen, and take a guess. pure white. And then we did them with the floor lacquer. And again, I have to say, they're holding up pretty good. I mean, these are our basement stairs. They get trounced on every single day by dogs and children and myself and my husband. There are a couple dings on the corners. I could very easily touch that up, but they're holding up really well. And these were like, they're just like plywood slats. They're not any kind of like really nice, good wood. I need to paint this. I know. So we did this area here right before my daughter was born. I actually installed this tile floor myself with my husband and my favorite friend, John Scarola. He helped me. I sat on this floor and cried because I do not wish to be a tile person. It is not something that I will ever be doing in my lifetime. So this is my laundry room, and this is the space that you're going to be in with me on Monday when I paint. So here's the credenza I was talking about. This was actually the counter in Brooklyn, and I did close that, and you can see it's not closing very well, so I'm going to have to fix that bad boy. But basically this guy I'm going to be doing in pink. I'm so excited. I can't wait. So I have my turquoise walls, and I'm going to be doing like a baby pinkish kind of a color, which will be fun. And then these cabinets here are going to be what I'm going to also focus on. And I talked to you guys a little bit about this yesterday. So I painted these originally with chalk style paint. And take a look at what has happened. So that, like, I didn't spill anything on there. It just bled. It bled through. I don't know what kind of wood this was. Maybe it was oak. I'm not really sure. But you can even see it there. Now, I never finished them, so I didn't put anything on top of them, but it doesn't matter. This would have happened whether I finished them or not. So now, and I was trying out knobs. I mean, how pathetic is this? It's so pathetic. So what I'm going to do is I am going to use stain blocker first, and then I am going to paint with Snow White, and they'll be nice and bright white, which is what I want. I just think that a nice bright white cabinet in the basement, this is, we're downstairs. It's not the brightest space in the world, so I just think that the nice bright white cabinets will look really, really nice. So I'm excited for that. I am seeing a couple of other pieces here. I'll take you guys and show you my storage area, which is a little crazy. I'll flip you around here. You're really getting like a peek into my life here. So that piece there was done with chalk style paint as well. And then that backer board is temp paper, which we also have on the website and in the store. I love temp paper. So that backer board was actually pegboard before I put the temp paper on it. And it took me about 5 minutes to put the temp paper up, and no more pegboard. And it just, it's just cute. It's just so much prettier. When I come down here, it's just a really nice little pop of color that I absolutely love. So like I said, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to throw in a little bit of a pop of color somewhere in your house. Everybody deserves a little bit of a pop of color in their lives. Why should you not? And I'm going to have that pop of color in my laundry room, which I'm very, very excited about. So, please join me on Monday. I don't know where we're going to be streaming live. It might be YouTube. It might be Instagram. It might be Facebook. I'm not really sure. I'll let you guys know for sure where it's going to be. But we'll post this video as well onto YouTube, so you guys can catch it if you want to take a look at my humble little abode. And I thank you. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really, really appreciate it. I hope you guys are staying safe. I hope you're finding the light in all of this, staying sane. Sweet Pieces is here to help you stay sane. So if you need a little bit of a project, jump onto our website. We have a couple ways that we can get you product. We can either ship it to you. We're doing free shipping right now. And, or if you're close, if you're on Long Island, you can also do curbside pickup. So you can just let us know what you need, and you can actually order everything online and then just choose curbside pickup as your shipping option. And we can get that to you ASAP. So the other thing that we're doing is we're doing virtual consultations. So if you've never been to the store, you have questions, you need help, you can just click on the website where it says virtual consultations, and we will basically walk you through step by step and tell you exactly what products you need for your project. So you fill out all the information, it will have everything there, it will ask you about your project, it'll have you upload photos, and then it'll come right through our email, and we'll make you a customized list of everything that you need to, basically tackle your project. So we would love for you guys to do that. I have a question for everybody, and I hope that you guys will throw me a quick comment and give us an answer as to yes or no. We're contemplating right now doing like virtual classes. So where we would actually put together a project kit for you and mail it to you, and then you can log on and actually go through with us from start to finish with the class. So there would be a charge for it, obviously, but we're thinking about this. So I'm just wondering, is this something that you guys would be interested in? So if it is, just give us a quick comment, yes or no, that you're interested in doing some sort of a virtual class. I hope that you guys enjoy the rest of your day. It is beautiful here on Long Island. Go outside and listen to the birds. They have no idea what is going on in this crazy world of ours. And it kind of tells me that everything's going to be okay. We're all going to be a-okay. So don't be too afraid. Just breathe, be in this moment. It's all going to be a-okay. So I'm excited. I'm excited for what's going to happen next. We'll see. And hopefully we'll be doing some virtual classes with you guys soon. All right, guys, enjoy the day. Talk to you soon.